Hey everybody, Devin Rogers here, and here we go. It's happening in exactly 10 minutes. We are going to be watching the first E3 press conference of 2017, Electronic Arts. They should be right here on the screen. I'm sure you can hear the fun electronic music that is playing in the background, or ambient synth, I guess I should say. Looks like they've got a full crowd pouring into this auditorium here. So, very excited to see what they show. If you watched our pre-show, by the way, the other guys couldn't make it today. You will be seeing them in some of the other press conferences, but for Electronic Arts, you're stuck with just myself. If you watched our All Hands podcast a couple weeks ago, our pre-E3 coverage, we went through a bunch of games, and we all collectively said, are we hyped for those games if they were to appear at a press conference, or are we not hyped? Would it be a wipe? Would it put us to sleep? So the two games that we looked at for Electronic Arts, the first one was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, clearly, this game is going to be at this press conference. All four of us are very hyped for this game. Maybe I shouldn't say very. All four of us are hyped for this game. It looks like the single-player campaign is going to be a huge improvement over the Battlefront that released a couple years ago, in that there was no campaign in that game. But they aren't just going with just tell the typical Star Wars story. They're telling it from the point of view of an Imperial soldier, and I can't remember her name, but it looks like the campaign spans the course of multiple movies and not just one trilogy. Clearly, Return of the Jedi is going to be a part of it, or that timeline. But it looked like it also started to get into Episode 7. So we'll see if they go all the way back to the prequels. We'll see how far past Episode 7, if at all, they go. But the campaign, hopefully we're going to see a bunch more of that here tonight. Also, the multiplayer, if they can just add some extra things to do, extra ways to level up, some additional customization options, then I think Battlefront 2 is going to be a stellar holiday-ish release. I can't remember exactly when it comes out. I'm sure the date will be up here as well during the press conference. But more to come on that. The other game that we discussed in our pre-E3 coverage is Dragon Age Inquisition 2. Now, this game has not been announced. It would obviously be a BioWare game. BioWare having just released a couple months ago Mass Effect Andromeda. Not sure if they're ready to show anything yet for their next title. We might see something from them tonight. There's rumors going around that they may actually show up with a new IP. So it'll be interesting to see if they go in that direction or if they decide to go back to Dragon Age, because at the very beginning of our current generation of consoles, with Dragon Age Inquisition, they left things off kind of on a cliffhanger. So we will see if that game shows up. Only two of us were hyped for that game, myself and Rudy. They, as we discussed in the podcast, they really need to try and claim some of that Witcher quality and gameplay. Closing in on 6 minutes before we get going here. And we're doing this casual style. I'm going to blow my nose. Or at least on camera, show you me picking my nose. Dragon Age Inquisition 2 is one of 8 games that the four of us here at the Gaming Resume made a little wager on. And we're looking to see if this game and the 7 other games on the list are going to be announced. Of those 8 games, the only one that would probably appear here at EA's conference would be Dragon Age Inquisition 2. The rest were third parties unassociated with EA, or they were first-party games for Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. I had the highest bet. I said 6 of the 8 would appear here at E3. So Dragon Age Inquisition 2, if it doesn't show up here, I'm already going to be in trouble. You can see there on the screen, they've got some monitors up with Star Wars Battlefront 2 imagery on them. It looks like they're going to be... There's monitors everywhere. I'm wondering if they're going to be having some sort of large-scale battle similar to what they did with Battlefield 1 last year at their E3 press conference. I'm not really sure what to expect because EA did things a little weird this year. Number one, they're going all the way back to Saturday. So here we are on Saturday with our first E3 press conference. But I believe EA Play, which is what they're calling this, spans the whole weekend. And I think this is just the first day of it. But it is expected that this is what would be formally the press conference. And then the other two will be more of going over games that maybe are going to get announced here tonight. Expect to see a lot of sports games. FIFA, Madden, and NBA Live. Last year, they showed off a story mode for FIFA. I have not played any of the EA sports games, or at least it's been almost a decade since I've played them. But with FIFA, they brought an athlete out on stage, or maybe he was an actor or both, I don't know. And he kind of told a little bit about who he was from a story perspective, and then it cut to some in-game footage of the campaign where you actually go through a season, I guess. I didn't play the game, as that person, and there's a whole outside of the game storyline that goes with it. So we'll see if they continue that this year with this year's iterations of their sports games. I believe a week or so ago, Need for Speed Payback was announced. I didn't see any of the footage for it, but we will probably see a little bit more of that tonight. We already talked about the new BioWare IP. And lastly, the thing I'm most interested in to see tonight, more Star Wars, specifically the Star Wars game being developed by Visceral Games. Now, Visceral, they acquired Amy Hennig, who was a writer for many games, including some of Naughty Dog's best, and specifically in the Uncharted series. They showed a very brief concept of what that game may look like at last year's E3. I think it was just a guy walking out of a building in a desert environment, maybe Tatooine or something like that, and some TIE fighters flew overhead. It gave the impression that there would be a third-person view to it, but it wasn't necessarily game footage or representative of what the game would look like. But that is what I got from it. Excuse me. And with Amy Hennig doing the writing, or at least participating in some fashion in the development of this game, I'm expecting something that's a lot more narrative-driven than you may see in Star Wars Battlefront 2's campaign, which may follow more of a Call of Duty Battlefield style campaign experience, as opposed to something like Uncharted or Tomb Raider or something of that nature. So here we go. 1 minute, 10 seconds. There's a storm brewing outside. We'll see if lightning strikes and cuts off the power. It's causing my allergies to flare up, so you'll have to pardon me while I constantly reach for tissues. Here we go. 55, 54, 53. This is exciting. 2017. Whoa, here we go. ESRB. Going all the way up to rated M for mature in this one. It's too bad the other guys aren't here for this. Especially the Star Wars piece. I know Matt is going to be incredibly excited to see what comes out of this. Let's turn this up. There we go. Everybody's there waiting patiently. They've got their phones and tablets out. I think that bright circle in the back is where the Star Wars Battlefront 2 stuff was. Here we go, montage. With Peter Moore no longer here in the cards with this company, be interested to see how many different presenters and how much time they spend dedicated to just talking versus actually showing games. It said, let's play. Here come the sports jerseys. Starting things off with Madden NFL 18. I kind of like that. Get the boring stuff out of the way first. Start with sports. Man, that guy is into it. Here we go. Game engine footage. Frostbite story mode NFL Madden.
That we put Mathis on the NFL map. A long shot from the depths of the unknown to being drafted by an NFL team.
All their eyes on you. What's to stop you from hightailing again?
Let me ask you something. Why are you here? Because football's my life.
My father used to say, when the world knocks you down,
Oh, that's the dude from
get back up again.
Luke Cage.
Wade is miles behind.
Long shot. You gonna get hit today.
You're not the only one trying to get drafted. No, man, forget you.
This time around.
Devin Wade at the line for the final play of the game. It's the biggest moment of your life.
Let's go out there and prove to the world that we belong.
Madden 18 long shot.
Round of applause for the drum line, guys. That's Madden like you've never seen it. And I might be biased, but I'm pretty sure that's the most innovative Madden we've done in well over a decade. Welcome to EA Play 2017.
Well, yeah,
coming
because
to
you hadn't done the
from Hollywood
campaign
Palladium.
story mode before, I
It's
guess.
our second year at EA Play. Last year we went out on a
But
limb.
you did it for
tried
FIFA
to do
last
something
year.
a little different
I'm
with
being
a view
cynical.
to
Here we go.
changing the
Already
way
being
you interact with
cynical.
products before they launch. We wanted to do something that put the games in your hands earlier, and it showed us how much further we can go. As you can see, we've built a creative space here. We're right in the middle of it. This is going to be where it all goes down over the next 3 days, playing, creating, and sharing with the rest of the world. We've built
That
it
dude's
this way
just
for a
texting
very
on his
simple
phone, not
reason.
even paying attention.
We want more of you to be able to experience this moment. For thousands of you in Hollywood this week, we have hundreds of stations for hands-on gameplay. And for tens of millions of you out there joining online from across the world, you won't hear it just from us. You'll hear it from players, right here. They're here to see new things, to ask questions, to challenge us, to tell us what they like, and especially what they don't. They're going to connect with each other and create content. And of course, they're going to play as many games as they possibly can. So let's set the stage for what we'll do over the next hour and a bit. We're going to go deep into 8 new experiences, each with major reveals, massive innovation, and stories that'll pull you in. 2 years ago, we launched Star Wars Battlefront, and we got a lot of feedback. A lot of it positive, and a bunch of it constructive.
That's one way to put it.
Not as positive. So today we're going to bring you 30 minutes of Star Wars Battlefront 2. And what we hope
30
you'll see
minutes
is that we've addressed all of the feedback and gone even further. We've got a mix of everything here for you.
There's
A
no
look
way
at
they're
new
spending
IP,
half the press conference
some
on
killer
Battlefront
new
2.
trailers, demos, and a bunch of live gameplay. This is going to be a lot of fun. And it should be, right? Because we're all here for one simple reason. All of us share one fundamental belief, and that's that games are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
You don't need to tell us all this stuff.
They connect us like nothing else.
Let's go.
They bring us together across cities and countries. They inspire us.
They do.
They ignite
So stop talking.
the fires of competition inside us. Games allow us to do
Get on with it.
extraordinary things and to be extraordinary in our own ways. Games enable us to be our most creative selves, whether that's as game makers trying to pioneer new ways to play, or players making each game a unique expression of our own passion for what we do. Games put the power of play in our hands to do with it what we want.
The audience is already
and to
falling
make it our
asleep.
own. So let's celebrate. For the next 3 days, we're here to celebrate play with all of you. And what better place to start than with a game that has taken the world by storm, Battlefield 1. There's more than 20 million Battlefield 1 players out there today, and we've got a lot to share about a revolution that's coming to this great
Starting
franchise.
with a game that's
Let's
already
jump
out.
to Battlefield right from the creative heart of EA Play.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Galata, producer for Battlefield 1 at our DICE studio right here in LA. I'm standing inside the Creator Cave at EA Play, where our
Creator
is creating
Cave.
new content to share with players across the globe. It's unbelievably rewarding to see more than 20 million players
this is so
embracing the
awkward.
game, crafting
That
their
dude's just
own
like,
memorable moments,
oh my gosh,
only possible
he's
in Battlefield
broadcasting
1.
right behind
Let's
me.
take
Should
a
I
look.
look at him? Should I look away? What should I do?
Hey, Noob, I got some questions to ask you.
Okay.
What is it about the Battlefield franchise that's so special and appealing to you?
The thing I find special about Battlefield is teamwork. I'm not good at shooting. Sometimes I like to repair, or heal, or hide.
Battlefield 1 was I love that game. That was a lot of fun.
I'm most definitely proud to be a part of the Battlefield community. I've never been a part of any other gaming community where people are just so passionate about their game.
Everyone in this community is focusing on making this game as best as it can be and expanding on the experiences that we've already had.
No way! Was mich an Battlefield begeistert, ist die schiere Bandbreite an Dingen, die ich in diesem Spiel tun kann.
Player versus tank versus plane versus environment.
My most memorable moments is what I do with my community. A 64-man army that just does massive, crazy things.
I have made so many amazing friends who have become more like family.
So last year they had developers talking about the games. This year they're just having YouTubers and streamers talking about the games. But we're not even showing a game. We're not even showing new stuff.
Oh, got a roadkill!
This is from like 8 months ago. Whoopee. I mean, I guess they're probably going to be doing DLC or something here, but...
I'll never be able to do that again in my life! I'll never be able to do that again in my life! Never, ever. That's it. That's as good as it gets. I should just stop playing. I should quit.
He just disabled a moving truck with a grenade while jumping off a horse. Incredible. We love these only in Battlefield moments, and we want even more of them. So we're bringing more ways for you to play. First, Night Map's debut.
This guy's doing a
this
pretty
summer.
good job. You can tell he's
In Neville
nervous, but he's
Knights
doing a good
and
job.
Prise de Terreur, you'll need to deploy tactics as you fight through the night in a massive network of trenches. Second, I'm excited to announce a major revolution in Battlefield 1. We're bringing epic battles to the Eastern Front of World War I. In the Name of the Tsar expands Battlefield 1 to the blistering winter in the East. This is the biggest front of World War I. And with it, we're bringing you 6 new maps, the Russian army, including the mighty Hussar cavalry, new vehicles and weapons to expand your arsenal, and the iconic Women's Battalion of Death. Finally, we're introducing
The Women's
richer
Battalion of
gameplay
Death.
experience
That
in
sounds
both
awesome.
Progression and operations mode. By bringing deeper player progression through all new assignments, the ability to tailor your playstyle with specializations, and new multi-battle experiences woven through the fan-favorite game mode, Operations. All of this coming in September as part of In the Name of the Tsar. And for the next 3 days, the Lupkow Pass map from In the Name of the Tsar is right here at EA Play. For those of you tuning in, you'll get a glimpse of it from these guys when they share it on their channels very soon.
Oh my
So there
gosh.
you have it. 8 new maps in total, opening up the largest front in World War
Wow.
I with new ways to play. There's never
I'm
been
assuming
a
they're
better
at
time
EA's
to
going to
start
release some footage of it, but that sounded like
Now, enough
EA is
of me.
basically saying,
Let's
hey,
give you a
thank you
first
for
look
tuning
at
into
In
our
the
press
Name of the
conference.
Tsar.
We're not showing you
Revolution
Jack. Go watch
is
somebody else to see our stuff. Come on, guys. It's E3. Okay, here we go. I mean, there's DLC for Battlefield 1. I'm not personally too excited, but at least they're finally showing us something.
И вспомнишь обо мне.
I mean, we're only 10 minutes in.
Полоска неба будет твердо алой. А сердце будет, как тогда. В огне.
The lighting in these games, in Battlefield 1 is fantastic. It's such a beautiful game.
Hi, everyone. I have the privilege of leading our global development teams. 6,000 of the most creative people making truly amazing experiences, including Battlefield 1. Now, this summer is going to be huge. So much new content, so much more to play, and so many new ways to play. And there's one more thing we'll bring to Battlefield. Later this year, we're going to give you a new competitive Battlefield experience. We've heard you. You want a smaller, tighter experience focused on team play. You want all-out war built for competition, and you want it accessible to players and to viewers. And it's coming. I can't wait to share more with you guys at Gamescom in August. Now, competition is at the center of EA today, and
Please
we've
be
always
excited.
thought about it a little differently. We believe in making stars of all our players. Let me tell you something really cool. Last month, I was watching an amazing competitor, Shells. He made it to the FUT Championship Finals in Berlin. 6 months ago,
I made the
this guy
comment
was
that
an unknown.
Battlefield 1 was the first
Now he's a
footage
worldwide
that we
star.
saw of a game in this conference, and I was wrong. I forgot that they had showed Madden already.
In August. Now,
My bad.
we want to find more stars, so we're doubling down in competition in ways only EA can. This fall, we're launching the largest FIFA championship ever, with many ways to compete. The best FUT players will compete in the FIFA Ultimate Team Champions Cups. And in our official Football League competitions, you can represent your favorite real-world team. It's true, you can. We'll have much more to share, including our Madden plans later this summer. As developers, your passion is what fuels us. Your stories inspire us, and competition like nothing else brings them to life.
Magnificent goal! If anything happens in this tournament, at least he has that.
This is my first time. My first time. This is my first time competing. I just thought maybe this is something I could do.
So many good players.
I want to beat them just like they want to beat me. I just don't understand how people think I'm the underdog.
That is confidence right there. This is the highest level that you can play. There is a real thin line between success and failure. How nervous are you right now? It's going to be a really tough game.
I'm never going to lose ever in my life.
He's just a person you can hate. He is an absolute beast.
Loves it up to Thomas.
I wonder if we're going to see a handshake. Nope, not going to see it.
He's come up in second place time and time again.
Sore losers in these esports.
Now's the time to stand up. This is what competitive gaming's all about.
Oh, my word.
We have
about to crown a
See,
new king. There it is. He's rocking.
I don't think esports is a bad thing. I think it's a very good thing. I'm not personally into it, but I see the appeal. I'm glad people are passionate and competitive at these kinds of levels and trying to get it to be a more mainstream experience. But for me, this is not what E3 is about. E3 is about what I'm going to be experiencing. Oh, what happened there? Did we lose audio? Oh, no, just odd cut. I'm surprised they showed the PlayStation logo.
There's no I in it, I bring it on my team. Who you wanna holler, who you wanna never know. Don't be a sheep when you can be the goal. Great, it's a real time and you never know. Don't show up to my show if you've got no. Yeah. Loud at you, he's a hater. I don't want no bad energy.
I mean, do we really need to see dudes in mocap suits playing soccer? They're showing us how they make games, but I just want to see the game. You know? I will stop being cynical. Yeah, I challenge you to show me something amazing, and I challenge myself to stop being cynical. I promise. I don't think either of us are going to win our challenges. Oh, boy. We're only 15 minutes in. He said an hour and a bit, so we still got 45 minutes. Let's see what comes up. Why do they have Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Bacon and Terry Crews? What's going on here?
I went early, Rog. I went early. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the men in blazers. That's Rog, the bald one. I'm Davo, way less bald in person. We are delighted to be here.
Oh, we really are. Some of you will know us as the hosts of one of the top 3 most popular football shows ever to be produced in the Panic Room and the crap part of Soho.
That is true. Somehow, we convinced world leaders like Will Ferrell to come talk to us about the 5th best sport in the world.
Oh, we've tricked them all, Davo. Yeah. And the common thread for us is always football and FIFA. And when I speak to players around the world, they all tell me their experience with FIFA runs so deep, it actually impacts the way they play on the field.
I promise I'm not tuning out and looking stuff up on my phone. I'm getting some reference material for a comment I'm about to make.
Look at this. Look at how the world's game comes to life in FIFA 18. Player personality that differentiates even the talls from the smalls.
They've even perfected the inimitable run style of Raheem Sterling and developed with detail Anton Griezmann's technical ability to suavely fly past all defenders.
And
so suave.
And these atmospheres, Rog, take a look at this. They make it feel like you're in the Argentinian sun with your pasty white legs. And this is massive, Rog. They've now got the ideal athlete helping to develop the game. Is there anyone better and more genetically sound than Cristiano Ronaldo?
This is just straight up bad.
Could you get anyone better than that?
That man doesn't have a 6-pack. He's got an 8-pack.
You're right.
And EA Sports know the only way to make Cristiano look better is to jam him in spandex and capture his data. That beautiful man. He's done it all. Let's hear it. Back-to-back champion of Europe, the La Liga title, Ballon d'Or winner, literally every trophy. And most impressive from our perspective, that beautiful head of hair.
He has hair, Roger. But as huge as Ronaldo has been this past year, there's one story bigger than them all.
Oh, yeah. Peter Moore becoming CEO at Liverpool. Good luck with that one, mate.
Yeah, no.
Wow, they name drop Peter Moore.
The biggest story in football is, of course, Alex Hunter. the new hero of the virtual pitch and the star of The Journey. Alex would go on
Peter
to
Moore.
score more than 360
His legacy lives on.
million goals in his first season.
Oh,
Wow.
that one's true, and so's this one. Whenever our good old English national team take the field over the past year, the single name most tweeted, even more than Sir Harry Kane, Alex Hunter.
Yeah, we could have used him today, Rog.
We could have won it all.
Yeah.
Talking about winning it all, though, what a storybook year Alex Hunter's had.
Yeah.
Winning the FA Cup, just 18 years old, barely passed his bar mitzvah. He's experienced more in his first season than I will in my entire life.
That is true. It was
Sad
quite
but
the
true.
start to a truly amazing journey.
This is a total waste of
Every
time.
footballer is a journey filled with victory.
I don't even know what they're talking about
glory and
anymore.
conflict, dreams come
I
true.
can't even pay attention to what they're saying. This is just.
So, everyone,
This is not
what
E3.
is next for our
E3
man
sounds like it
Alex
starts tomorrow with
There you go.
Microsoft.
But it seems
Come on,
like
EA.
everyone's got an opinion.
Yes, everybody does have an opinion.
There is one question on everybody's lips.
What next for Hunter?
Everyone's hunting Hunter.
Alex Hunter has been talked about.
I think always Alex Hunter talk. I think that's just paper talk, if I'm honest.
Sehen wir Alex Hunter bald in der Bundesliga?
Seine Spielweise ist atemberaubend.
Alex Hunter is a proper talent, a huge talent. He needs the right club and
So
the right
there-
manager.
so-
And he probably lucky to have it.
So this Alex Hunter guy, he was the star of the campaign from last year's FIFA.
What kind of club would let Alex Hunter go?
I'm not really sure that a move.
So they're not letting that go.
Alexander is a great player. He's a beast.
Looks like they're bringing him along for this year's FIFA.
Hunter è un attaccante fenomenale.
Hopefully he's got good people around him.
Hunter's bombed his bridge and he has to look after himself.
Go, go.
I would move.
Rumors have got to stop.
Don't go, Alex.
Alex Hunter, you really are wasting time.
Will Alex Hunter stay or go?
Are you sure this is what risky?
Not about this tour of the US.
What does your heart tell you?
The Journey.
What up, guys? Thank you for having me, EA. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Wellens, and I am a YouTube creator. So I am here to talk about Need for Speed.
Oh my gosh.
Payback.
This poor guy.
If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback, I'm
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a great game. But all right, all set aside, I'm a YouTube creator. Need for Speed Payback is coming out. I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game.
Either he's blanking or his teleprompter
Thanks, Jesse.
took a poop.
Obviously, we're really excited to tell everyone about Need for Speed Payback here today, but more importantly, show it.
This
In
poor
Payback,
guy's
you
YouTube
are
channel
on
just
the
went down the
down the
tubes.
House is a
Oh,
cartel
man.
that rules the city's casinos, criminals, and cops, and that is we're delivering a brand new experience.
Poor
with
guy.
high
I feel bad for
missions,
him.
Intense cop pursuits, grueling car battles, and jaw-dropping action moments. No longer is this just about being first across the finish line. We are putting you behind the wheel of an action-driving fantasy.
So Need for Speed has been around for a long time. There's been a lot of new things coming to the game and a lot of old things that people are familiar with the franchise.
Exactly. You know, we're putting a new narrative into the game where you drive 3 different characters, Tyler, Jess, and Mac, all bringing their own unique playstyle to the game. You drive across city, mountains, deserts, and canyons in the most diverse open world ever made for a Need for Speed game. There's a lot of great new elements in this game, but also obviously a lot of fundamentals like customization. We go way deeper when it comes to visual and performance customizations, as well as introducing something on top of that, something we call the relics, which are abandoned classic cars that you transform from scrap to stock to supercars.
Speaking of customization, my homie Nick, AR12 Gaming, he looks like he's customizing a classic Beetle. He's going to be doing a lot more of this customization and gameplay at 1:30 on the stream if you want
Wow.
to come back. But enough talking
We can't
about it.
see anything that guy was doing.
We're absolutely very excited to show you the first one of the blockbusters from Need for Speed Payback.
Whoever's
called the
directing
Highway
this
Heist that shows
is
that
doing a
intense
terrible
action
job.
driving experience.
Now you can see the
so
Beetle.
Let's turn around and take a look.
Let's turn around Bunch of different directions, bunch of different camera angles. You guys did not prepare for this.
Koenigsegg Regera, 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. We intercept, then grab the cargo.
It'll be part of a convoy.
What are you thinking?
Quick hit and run. Get me close to the truck and I'll take care of the rest. Get me close to that truck before it hits the tunnel. The house won't let us anywhere near the truck. We gotta take out those cars. Get rid of these guys.
I don't think that's how the view goes when you're in the game, because then you could potentially crash your own car. At least I don't recall seeing that in the last Need for Speed.
Damn it.
I feel like some of this is
What the hell?
This guy's out of his mind.
custom cameras storyboarded for this trailer.
Forget the tunnel. We get him before he reaches the city.
Clearly, I mean, you're not cutting in between gameplay like that. So really, this is all you see. Wow, there's some popping on those windmills. Wind turbines. Why is the... Oh, never mind.
Freaking tanks is what they are.
They're going down either way.
Was there even a person in that car?
Take him out, Ty.
Maybe it was the airbag. Oh my gosh, if this is how it is every time you hit a car, that would be really annoying.
Jess, I've got a really bad idea.
Mac?
Ladder on the side. You can get up on his right.
It's now or never, Jess.
But they're actually showing gameplay, so I appreciate this.
Keep it steady.
Now see, it'd be awesome if that wasn't a cutscene. If you actually had to have her climb up on your car as you get close enough, and if you screw up or get hit by a car, she dies and you have to restart.
I got this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good job, team. Let's take this baby home.
Let's see what she can do. Okay, boys. Let's even the odds.
I mean, it looks very similar to, I can't remember what the name of that Need for Speed was, but the one that came out around the time of the launch of the PS4 and Xbox
was something
One.
we created to support small, independent studios, to help bring experiences that are unique, gorgeous, innovative, and memorable to the world. We are partnering with game creators through the process from development to marketing to publishing. But EA Originals is also about funding, about offering a level of security. The profits from these games go back to the hands of the developers. We have been overwhelmed with the indie community's reaction to this. I can tell you, we've received hundreds of pitches, many of them brilliant, and as a result, we now have several new titles in development. Today, I want to introduce you to our next EA Originals title, one that I've been very close to from the beginning. This game tells a story in an entirely new way. Now, a few years ago, I played the indie hit, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, with my oldest daughter. I loved how different the game felt. The mechanics and storytelling were really cool, and we both loved the emotional story. So I decided to contact the game's creator, Joseph Fares. When we met, we instantly realized we shared the same passion for games and how to bring new experiences to players. I also found out that he was building a new studio called Hazelight. Now, we're thrilled to be working with Joseph to bring his new project to all of you. What started out as a wild idea on paper has now turned into a groundbreaking, one-of-a-kind game called A Way Out. Take a look.
A Way Out.
What's your plan?
Stay the hell away from me, okay?
I'm sure you have good reasons to bust out of here, but I need to get out of here too.
Yeah? Not my problem.
It's pitch black. We need a light.
Screw it. I'll go first.
Oh, crap! You okay? You have a problem?
Yeah, I got a problem with you.
I love you, buddy.
Vincent, what are you doing here?
She's my daughter, too. See? Problem solved.
Come on, Leo!
Huh. I'm not really into co-op adventures like that, but that looks pretty good.
Hey, my name is Joseph Fares, and I'm the writer-director of A
You're
Way
not
Out.
really Joseph Fares.
So
You didn't even know how to
excited
say
be
your
here
own
to
last
show you the
name.
game. So, after I finished Brothers, I wanted to make another game that pushed the boundaries on how to tell stories without compromising on gameplay. And this is the reason why I started Hazelight Studios together with the team behind Brothers. And working with EA's originals was perfect for this, because we have the full creative freedom and trust from EA to deliver the game we truly believe in. And that is very important for Hazelight, let me tell you that. So, the idea for A Way Out came to me when me and a friend trying to find a co-op game that wasn't just a drop-in, drop-out experience. I wanted to play a game where the characters had unique personalities and goals. A game where me and a friend can embark on an emotional journey together. And this is exactly what A Way Out is. The game is designed for split-screen co-op only, and I mean only. So you will be able to play it online, but to get the full experience and feel, we want you and your friend to play it in your couch. And gameplay-wise, yeah, couch, nice, right? Action. Finally, yeah. And what was I going to say? Yeah, let me tell you. Okay, wait, it's coming to me. Come on. Gameplay-wise, it's going to be crazy.
Oh
It's
my
gonna
gosh.
be a huge amount of variation.
I get the sense that rehearsal wasn't done very well
But a lot of stuff.
for this
It's going to
conference.
be exploration, driving, action. Also, you won't get tired. of this
See, this is the problem when you have all these different presenters. You're bound to screw up somewhere. Sony's last year had 2 presenters, 3 if you count Hideo Kojima, but I really wouldn't count him as a presenter per se. But they had 3 people total on stage. All the rest of it was just trailer, 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 trailer.
I'm so pumped up, it's crazy. You don't know, I live, breathe this game. I'm telling you, it's like, it's gonna kick ass. It's gonna kick ass.
Thank you for telling us.
So right now,
but
I will show you a gameplay video that's gonna show you just a small part of the game.
that's all you
but
need to
still,
do
you're
is
gonna
just
get
show
to
us the
know way.
video. You don't.
And I
We don't
also
need all
wanna
this
say
other
that I'm
stuff.
so proud and
I'd
happy
rather have a
to be part of
25-minute
Crazy how fun
EA press conference with nothing but gameplay
So much
videos
fun.
than
And
all
also,
this
one
extra
last thing,
stuff.
One last thing. I want to say hello to my Hazelight team watching live from Sweden. Thank you. Goodbye. Hop shaky. Boom. Come on.
A Way Out is a story-driven co-op game. It is designed, played, and experienced.
Don't narrate the gameplay trailer. Just let us watch it.
Play the game with a friend, either online or on your couch.
This is so
The game
infuriating.
starts in a prison. You play as Vincent and Leo. You and a friend will get to know your characters and unfold their story
You
together.
don't know anything about me, man.
Maybe not. But Harvey killed someone very close to me. With or without you, I'm going after him.
Let me show you some of the scenarios in the game. On the right side, you see Leo, who's already in prison. On the left, you see Vincent, who just arrived. Now if you look to the right again, you can see that Leo can be controlled, while Vincent is in a cutscene. Here's another one. Vincent and Leo are now in the laundry room. Your goal is to smuggle sheets using a laundry cart. You can approach the scenario in different ways. Either get the cart with Vincent.
No, I got a good pack right here. I think it's got your name on it. It's broken. I don't know.
Or with Leo.
Get over here, you idiot! Yeah, but I think those two guys are just about to fight. What the? What? Who's him?
In A Way Out, you will experience something new all the time. Everything you do in the game is unique for that scene. We want you and your friend to be focused and engaged throughout the entire story. But let me tell you, this is just the beginning of what you will be experiencing in A Way Out.
This is definitely interesting in the way they have this laid out. I can't imagine that was very easy to storyboard.
I got this.
Having one character be in a cinematic, the other person being in gameplay. You've got two different camera views. Even when you're in the same scene, and trying to show each other's perspectives in a way that are both meaningful. Must be.
Thank you, Joseph.
Must have been a struggle. Early 2018.
Stunning, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. Now let's switch gears for just a minute. It's great to be here showing you the games you'll play this year. But at the same time, we are inspired to look farther ahead. Creative ideas combined with new technologies become an unstoppable force.
Dragon Age Inquisition 2.
Taking technologies that are changing the
I don't
world
think that's
and using
considered
them
an
to
EA
change
original,
the way
though.
we play. These are the futurists, the incubators, our talented artists, designers, and engineers within our studios, our Frostbite team, our digital platform team, and a new research division called Seed. What motivates me every day is the responsibility we have to push our industry forward. That's
Search for Extraordinary Experiences Division?
Seed is a small,
that is
stealthy
hilarious.
team that I work with on a daily basis, exploring some of our most visionary concepts, like deep learning or neural networks, creating a world for you to define, to interact with, and share as you wish. Or virtual humans with deeply sophisticated artificial intelligence. So instead of one main character shared by millions, we can have millions of main characters shaped by you. That's just the beginning of how we can blur reality and the digital world. Go anywhere, share your discoveries, be anyone. The games become yours. Now, what we know today is that interactive entertainment will change more in the next 5 years than it has in the last 45. Together, we are building that future, one that disrupts, empowers, and is full of play. And to do that, we also need innovative new platform technology.
Hyperbolic.
So when we were thrilled when we got our first Project Scorpio dev kits from Microsoft.
Oh my gosh.
6 teraflops and true 4K graphical
Whoa.
fidelity. Now these Madden NFL 18 visuals are just a taste of what can be accomplished combining Frostbite with Project Scorpio.
Whoa.
And already we are creating the most detailed
Microsoft bought Scorpio Press at EA's press conference.
Madden looks absolutely stunning. But as game makers, awesome graphics and effects are just the beginning. The game has to feel amazing as well. Project Scorpio is a powerful platform, and it's coming at the right time. Now,
Project Scorpio.
I have one more thing before I go. New IP is one of the purest forms of innovation.
Wow.
A brand new idea combined with the latest tech and a vision for something extraordinary. The next game
There's
will push
some
every boundary for you.
Backdoor handshakes going on there. That seems a little
and unexpected.
Strange.
So this is just the first tease that we're showing you today. Then we will have so much more in the Microsoft press conference tomorrow. So don't.
Yeah, kind of figured that.
But for now, here's the first glimpse of our brand new IP from BioWare.
Whoa, BioWare, new IP. And they're showing it off at Microsoft's tomorrow. So here's a little tease. Here we go.
The wall. It's our armor. It protects us from what lies beyond. But out there, you either live with the choices you make, die trying to change them.
Anthem.
The story doesn't end here. It's just the beginning.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean O'Brien, and I'm here today to share the latest
That looked
about
like
NBA Live 18 with you. But
a
instead of talking
combination
about it, I'd
of
like to show you. We've
Destiny
spent the last 2 years completely overhauling virtually every
and Far
aspect of
Cry
gameplay. Now we're going to go outside
with
to a
some
hands-on station
Mass
Fan
Effect
Fest so you can check
like
out some of those improvements. And then we're going to come back in
qualities to
here
it.
and give you more details about how NBA Live 18
That is so
introduces
strange
an entirely new way
that they
to
show
play a basketball game.
a little,
We call it the one.
you know, they did it last year. They showed, here's Battlefield 1. Here's an extended Battlefield 1 trailer. They showed the same trailer with more footage in the same EA press conference. And then the next day at Microsoft's press conference, they showed the same trailer again. So we saw the same footage 3 times.
See a first look at NBA Live 18, and no one better in the business than my guy right here, creative director.
So I wish they had just concentrated on all the sports stuff at the same time. This whole interspersal throughout, it's a pace killer.
Take a look at a replay we just got. Q and I
Well,
were playing. I'm controlling LeBron.
the sports being spread out is not the main pace killer. Just all this talking and poor editing and directing is just. This is bad.
Combination of moves I want. So I can go behind the back, between the legs. And now I'm
I
trying to
liked
attack
the concept of Anthem though.
KD or Q cuts me off with a flick of his left stick.
From
and then I
what
try to
little
go
we
back at him
saw.
again. This time I'm going to go middle, but Q's late. He doesn't hit his left stick. He misses a timing window.
Anthem. I wonder why it would be called that.
So we see Zaza coming over.
Tell me he finishes strong.
He does
Tell me he
finish
finishes strong.
I use my right stick.
If it has something to do with loyalty to a country,
Right over top of Zaza.
if there's some sort of
And there we have it. LeBron's looking like
government
nice tight shot.
Classic LeBron, baby. That's
regulation, super martial law type
Thanks, fellas.
environment, society going on.
Thank
I
you.
don't know.
We're excited for all of you to get your hands on NBA Live 18. And everyone will have an opportunity to do so through a free demo coming in August. Now, this demo will give everyone the chance to start the one and be introduced to this new basketball world. Jumpstart your own legacy through solo, co-op, and multiplayer experiences and carry all of your progress over to the full game. Now, let's take a look at the one.
NBA Live 18 is an all-new way to pursue your legacy. Centered on you, your journey is defined by the choices you make. Welcome
Orlando! The shout out
One
to
unleashes
Orlando.
the freedom to play how and
I don't
with
know
whom
why
you
they're
want.
on this map
Here,
because
the respect you earn on
they
the
have
streets
just been
matters
so
just
bad
as
the
much
last
as
few
the rings
seasons.
you earn in the league.
They should have just
Rise
put
through the
Miami
ranks
on
in the
there
league.
if they
An
needed somebody
authentic
from the
NBA
southeast.
experience, where you dominate the hardwood on your way to winning championships. But the new NBA Live goes beyond the league, taking you into the streets, where the rules and how you earn respect are different. Team up with friends to take down NBA legends at historic courts like Venice Beach. Throughout your journey, your on-court performance leads to increased skills and new gear as your hype builds in both the streets and the league, from Venice to Rucker Park and everywhere in between. Join the community with 5-on-5 pickup games at iconic, real-world courts. Hit the Drew League and continue to build your legacy in the Pro-Am Tour. Earn the right to go head-to-head with the very best and show off your signature style. From East Coast to West Coast, from the streets to the league, everything you do matters. Your legacy is defined by you and how you choose to play. This is your world. It's time for you to be the one.
This doesn't look like a campaign so much as it is just a custom character creator that you take through a season. I feel like they've had this in previous NBA Live games. Now that I think about it, I did buy the one where Dwight Howard was on the cover, Orlando. I don't remember how many years ago that was.
Thanks, guys. And thanks
I think
to
it was
all
on the
of teams
360,
here sharing
Xbox
games
360.
today. And a special thanks to Joseph and Hazelight.
And I feel like some of
How
the
about
stuff
that
they
for
were
some
showing in there
passion?
was in that game, so, you know.
Now, we've got a massive finale coming up here in just a moment.
Massive finale.
30 minutes of pure, unadulterated Star Wars.
Wow.
But before we get there, I wanted to pause for just a moment. Last week, we did something pretty amazing together. We held our annual EA Play to Give campaign, celebrating the importance of inclusion.
So that means
and
Dragon
play
Age
in our
Inquisition
community
2 is not
and
showing
life.
up at this conference.
We partnered with 3 outstanding charities, the United Nations He for She, and anti-bullying organizations, the Pacer Center and Ditch the Label. No? Okay. We donated $1 million to these 3 great organizations in support of building a more inclusive world.
Yeah, it's great that you
And here's
guys
where
are
play comes in.
giving to
All of
charity,
you,
I guess.
our
I
millions
think
of
that's what you're
players out
talking
there
about,
joined
but
us in support of inclusion.
nobody
You came back and
cares
played
at an E3
in
press
9
conference. We
in-game
want
challenges.
games, and
by
instead you
coming
give
together,
us
we are showing
come back
the
and watch it
world
later.
what a positive
Sports,
force
sports,
that games
sports.
can be. And to thank you for that,
DLC,
we're opening ways
go
for
watch
you
some
to play a
YouTubers
bunch of
play it.
great games
This has been
for
an
free.
embarrassment of a
Starting
show.
today for the rest of the week,
Star
Origin
Wars is
Access,
30
as
minutes
well
of
as
Star
the
Wars.
EA
That sounds
Access
like that's what
are
their
free.
conference really
For
is.
PlayStation 4 players, we'll also have a bunch of free trials running all week. We're talking FIFA, Madden, PvZ Garden Warfare 2, Star Wars Battlefront, and much more. So jump in, bring your friends, have fun with some great games this week while you're getting ready and excited for what's
That's
to
pretty
come.
cool. Free
Now,
trials.
Without further ado, we bring you Star Wars Battlefront 2.
All right, here we go. March of 2016. I like that they're doing this. Here we go.
Hello,
I wonder if she's the voice.
I'm Janina Gavankar.
She sure is. Commander
and I
Iden
play
Versio.
Commander Iden Versio,
Iden
leader
Versio.
of the Inferno Squad in Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm also an advocate for in-depth cinema caliber story in games. That tweet from John Boyega was like the tweet heard around the world. It spoke for all of us. When can we play a Star Wars story? We don't want to just relive the movies. We've watched them a million times. What we want to do is have a new and authentic, untold story. A story that delivers new perspectives and enables us to play as some of our favorite Star Wars characters while also introducing new ones. And just like Rogue One tells an essential Star Wars story ahead of A New Hope, Star Wars Battlefront 2 will tell a new Star Wars story that helps bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Okay, well there you go. It's between episodes
It's
6
good.
and 7.
But EA didn't just stop there. We loved the previous Battlefront of 2015, but we wanted more. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is much bigger than the previous title, with more than 3 times the content of the first game.
Are we talking multiplayer, or does that include the single player?
Now, I'm all about that couch co-op, and they're bringing it back with the return of Skirmish, so I'm going to be cuddling up with someone playing me some Battlefront 2.
She might have been talking about multiplayer.
In
All right.
multiplayer, there are more heroes, more vehicles, more planets. I've been to some of them. more space battles and starfighter assault, and deeper progression and customization, as well as content from across all eras.
That's a hollow promise. It's just
But,
words. Show me, show me, show me. But they've made the promise.
Star Wars is not just some checklist of great features. How does Battlefront 2 play? The team at DICE in Stockholm has some of the
No, no, not more developers. Come on.
to make sure Star Wars Battlefront 2 has the multiplayer we're all looking for. These game changers, they basically get like tapped on the shoulder because they're the best Battlefront players in the world, and then they get secretly flown out to Stockholm. As long as they provide valuable feedback, they get an early look at the game. Sounds like an awesome program, and if I didn't suck at multiplayer, maybe I'd get an invite. That's true. So let's hear more from them about their time at DICE.
Oh my gosh.
After the release of Star Wars Battlefront 1, the community thought there should have been more. And the good news is
I should have known when they said 30 minutes of Star Wars that 29 and a half minutes of it was going to
I'm really
be
excited to let the game changers get their hands on
this.
This is going to stay, right? Sorry? The clean UI look is going to stay. There's still time to change something if it's not working.
Oh my god. My first impression with the game is upgraded. All 3 eras are going to be in the game.
I'm glad EA is getting out of the way first this year at E3.
One of the biggest ones that a lot of fans are excited about is the class system.
They split the characters up into different classes.
They have different weapons, special abilities that you can customize.
It affects your health. It affects how you are going to support your team.
There's going to be more content. You're going to have to get used to a lot of new different techniques on how to play.
The gunplay and the weapons have completely been redone compared to the first Battlefront. Now there is a lengthened skill gap in it.
It feels a lot better and go, oh, okay, this gun feels kind of more real, less floaty.
Which is your favorite hero so far? We're introducing a system called Battle Points, which will allow you to become not only heroes, but other things on the battlefield.
As you're helping your team play the objective, you gain these points.
There's such a plethora of things to spend it on. Vehicles,
or even coming in as a hero.
And the coolest thing, I think, is the level of customization, not just from a weapon standpoint, but the actual character's own abilities.
Collaborating with the game changers is always a really great working environment when you're trying to figure things out.
I mean, to know that you're giving key feedback to make it a better experience for everybody, it's like putting your footprint out there and saying, look, I'm part of this.
Is everyone in position?
Yeah, ready.
Everyone ready?
So I'm going to participate in making the trailer. It's a whole different level of fantasy.
All right, recording. So 3, 2, 1.
And now, on behalf of the EA Game Changers and DICE, this is the world premiere of Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer gameplay.
All right, here we go. Multiplayer gameplay. Yeah! Wow, that looks good. Whoa. Whoa! That looks awesome.
Sector is clear. Not clear. Not clear.
Not clear, not clear. If it's one thing the prequels have given us, it's some pretty beautiful looking type stuff like this. Oh, yeah.
All wings. We're coming up on the Star Destroyer, but we need to clear that escort. Let's give him everything we got.
Oh, come on, show some more. Now we're going to the campaign. Whoa, was that the Emperor? Are they bringing the Emperor back from the dead? In some sort of weird robot suit?
Yoda, Darth Maul, Wookiees, Kylo Ren versus Rey. I watched that thing like 20 times backstage with my mom before this even started. My mom's here. Yes, it's a big day for me. I'm sorry. So. Okay. So we have even more exciting things for you. In just a moment, YouTube personality iJustine, shoutcaster Alex Goldenboy Mendez, and DICE developer Paul Kesslin will showcase Assault on Theed, the world premiere of Star Wars Battlefront 2's multiplayer. Yep. We've got
I thought we just saw the world
game changers
premiere.
ready to go, head-to-head in a 20 versus 20 match, Battle on Theed, and I'm going to take the 40th slot. We'll see. Okay, but you're not going to want to miss this because, like, maybe you've seen some teasers, but this is the real thing, okay? All the bells and whistles,
I'm not
going
gonna
to
do it.
newness.
I'm gonna be
Before
nice.
we take you there, another big Star Wars Battlefront fan has some exciting news.
Hi guys, it's John Boyega here. Thought I wasn't going to turn up. Yes, I was. But I'm sorry I can't be there with you because I'm doing a play in London. But I do have some great news. Obviously, you know I'm a massive fan of Star Wars Battlefront 1. And now we're going into the next chapter with Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I'm very, very excited to share this news with you. We've seen Yoda, we've seen Luke, we've seen all the other characters, but where's Finn? Finn will definitely be a part of Star Wars Battlefront 2 alongside with Captain Phasma as part of the first season of free content. And there's more. On top of that, we also get to play on the new planet Crate that you saw on the Last Jedi teaser trailer in April. So this is going to be an exciting time. I'm going to be playing. If you see Finn running around whooping some ass, it's me. So I'm getting ready, getting set for you guys to play with me on Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm excited. Let's play.
Okay, but did you listen? Finn and Phasma are headed to Star Wars Battlefront 2 this holiday, and it will be free. Yes.
Wow.
The team at
Thank
DICE
you
heard
so
of
much,
feedback
Electronic
loud and clear on
Arts.
the previous
I
Battlefront
owe you.
and are
You
committed
guys
to
are
keeping
so
this
great for
community
giving us
together
all
with
this free
15
content
seasons
for a
of
game that's not even
content
out yet.
for all players at no additional charge.
Ugh. I appreciate it, but at the same time,
So,
the way they
first season,
communicate this kind of
inspired by
stuff
Star Wars
drives
The
me
Last
nuts.
Jedi is only the beginning of the additional
We're not a
content
business, we're
coming
your
to this
friend.
game. All post-launch heroes, maps, weapons, and vehicles will be free for everyone who owns Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yes. And yesterday, EA announced that players who pre-order will get early access to multiplayer beta and Yoda's epic lightsaber mastery star card. So, let us recap. New essential Star Wars story. Multiplayer across all three Star Wars
Here
eras.
come the bullet points.
Space battles, split
Because
screen
we're a
co-op,
business.
and
That's how
free
we
content
communicate.
that will keep us
PowerPoint
playing
presentations.
together
Beep,
for
beep,
years
beep,
to
beep,
come.
beep.
Yes, right? Yes. Yes.
Yep. You don't deserve that applause.
I
Fight for
am
it.
so honored to be just a tiny little part of this team making this amazing game. I can't believe they let me do this today, and I can't wait to play the game in its
They
entirety.
probably
in
can't
November.
believe
And
it
I get to
either,
start
the
right
way
now.
things have been
I'm gonna go
going.
pick up my controller, and I'm going to throw it over to iJustine and Golden Boy and Paul to take us to Assault on
I'm very
the
interested to
world
see
premiere
her
of
character.
Star
It
Wars
looks very
Battlefront 2's multiplayer.
it looks like something I'm going to be very into.
Thanks so much. Hey guys, welcome to the world premiere of Star Wars Battlefront 2's multiplayer gameplay, Assault on Theed. We're ready to show you guys the live gameplay for the first time. I'm your host, iJustine, and with me here today, we've got Golden Boy and Paul
Oh boy.
Dice. What have we got going on here today, guys?
We got a lot going on today. First of all, what we're going to see today is a 3-stage mode. It's our new gameplay. We'll be showing people going. The droids are attacking Theed. They'll be going all the way up the main pathway towards the Royal Palace. They need to escort the MTT
Okay, here
tank.
we go.
From
So-
there, if we progress to stage 2, the droids need to try to
bypass security, make their way into the palace itself. If they're successful, they'll be able to take on the throne room, and there the droids will ideally try to capture that from the clone army. Unfortunately, the clone army's still there, needs to try to push them out and make that last stand.
Can we just take a moment here and appreciate the fact that we get to be droids in Star Wars? This is going to be awesome. I can't wait. Are you guys excited? Man, you guys got to come alive over here because we're going to see some great gameplay. We have some great...
It's hard to come alive when you...
competing here, and I use competing as a term because these guys are holding...
Okay, it looks like they're starting it up.
Exciting, and we got a chance to play yesterday.
Here they go.
Really fun
They're
to
launching.
Get into this environment. You know, it's something that we've seen in the movies, but we were actually in the gameplay and with somebody here who has actually worked on the game. So let's talk more about what we're seeing here and getting into this, because there's 3 phases to this. So
It's too bad they don't go full screen and just picture in the player. Let's look at all this extra space. I can barely see what's going on. Well, I can see what's going on.
My boy Darkness, a.k.a. Dankness. He will be playing.
Why are we showing NBA Live?
Westy, Master G, Star Wars HQ. And
Why are we
NBA Live, just cuz. Why not? You know?
Oh my gosh,
But
this
anyway,
is
here
so
you go.
bad.
So, Star Wars Battlefront 2, folks. Now, this is awesome because essentially phase 1, you get to escort an MTT down the street of Theed here, and the pressure is on for the clones. They have to hold back the assault here, Paul.
They do, definitely. The droids are sitting there trying to escort that MTT up the main pathway. If they're successful, we go on to that phase 2. But right now, what we're seeing
Nice shot.
some specialist gameplay from, I think, Battlefront updates.
I don't remember one of these droids being any good like that in the movies, which is hilarious.
In particular, that Master G is using is the heavy class.
It's hilarious that those droids can like actually do some damage in these games when you're actually playing as them.
They're also able to pop that combat shield, try to push into areas. So you can see those guys as pushers or defenders in some areas. But it looks like we got one of our Vulture droids right now. Not sure who's flying this guy, but these guys are great at air-to-air, trying to take out those other ships that might be coming in, that Naboo N1 Starfighter. Otherwise, they're there to provide some great ground support, like we're seeing here. Trying to get some strafing runs
There's
in
some
on those
pop
droids.
in there.
Oh, no! Come on, man.
Missed that tower.
You just did it wrong there, buddy.
So it's
Sorry
great because
about that.
we also do have the air support, but we also have ground support as well.
We do. So another thing that those air vehicles are great at is trying to take out some of the ground vehicles that you may see. The droid army has the AAT tank, something that's really great at troop suppression. But we see here a little clip of the V-Wing doing that. Oh, man, he's just mowing some droids down there.
Yeah, just absolutely shredding. You're going to see this happen quite a bit, especially in this phase, because there's a lot of open field here, right? And you can just come through for some great great bombing runs, really, and eliminate as many people as you possibly can. And also, you put the presence of an air vehicle out there. Players will fear
I don't know if
the
it's
skies,
just
and they will, look for
the
cover
way
in
that
this
these
map.
particular
It's
players are
difficult to find
playing,
cover to begin with in this phase.
or if it's
Absolutely, and you can see right now that
this
there is
narration
an AAT tank
on
sitting
top
around
of
on the
it.
battlefield.
But for
He has
some
probably
reason,
taken out those clone troopers, but
this doesn't look as
stepping it up.
fun as the trailer that they showed 5 minutes or so ago.
Coming in and coming way closer together. And we were talking a little bit more about the assault class. So for somebody who has just started playing this, never played any previous versions, do you feel like the assault class might be something perfect for them to pick up?
I think the assault class is yes.
Maybe it's because they just keep cutting back and forth.
That's painful. The assault class is something
between
that,
different people.
A lot of players will be able to jump right into.
And it's
They're
hard
the frontline
to
flanker attacker. I think they're going to
be
fairly
focused
easy.
on one
You
person
get
in the
right
middle of
in
the
and
action,
start
I
having,
guess.
your typical run and gun action.
Because you never know what they're going to do. I mean, this isn't
you
like
see here
a
at the top of the
directed
screen, your
thing.
number 2
It's
ability, that switches you over to a shotgun.
Just
You get a little
live.
bit faster, and you're able to really get in there and kind of, break.
I remember this actually worked though when they did it with Battlefield 1 last year.
It's actually, when I first used
What
it,
they, showing the live gameplay of a 40-person match or however many people it was, it actually worked really well. For some reason, this is not working so well for me. Maybe it's because we're just going in loops with these
what a lot of folks love in Star Wars, and just really in
aerial
any game
combat
that DICE makes, right? They just always do a good job with the air combat. He's really trying to track him down. This Vulture's
He's not
really
having much luck.
No,
yeah, that
it's
Vulture
tough for him.
cannot shake him.
Oh, so we got Star Wars HQ here. He's playing the assault class again, and you saw here he has the signature thermal detonator that he'll be able to kind of suppress some of those guys with as he rushes in.
And there are different weapons as well.
This
like
says pre-alpha build up there on the top right. So I guess I won't criticize popping or anything too bad. They got plenty of time to get it fixed.
This nice compact SMG style blaster that really shreds through people in close range. I was, using a little.
We want to give you a little bit more
medium
weapon
too.
variety this time around,
Yeah.
Also, some AAT tank action here, and this is that doing what it does best. It's suppressing that point, trying to keep those clones out of the way.
They're trying to make their way forward as the objective continues
Man.
to march down. He has to get away from
This
that.
is really twitchy gameplay.
That's not smart.
I don't know, man. Maybe,
So they must not. They must be playing on PC.
Got to give you some escape options in case you get into some hairy action.
Uh-oh, we didn't get to see this one before. Finally,
Oh,
tell
we
us about
haven't.
Some ATRTs, yes. So these are great for taking out those AATs.
Wow,
So
that
these guys
guy's
are a little quick. They
that
have
guy's
an ion charge
hauling,
ability.
but
They'll be able to do a little bit more extra damage against the tank should they see it. So you can imagine like 3 or 4 of these on the battlefield, really rushing around points.
yeah, you could just. They could just run right up on you and just destroy you so quickly.
Someone over if you want.
Oh, I was actually going to say, could I
Or
get
you
shot
get
off
popped
of it
off
if
pretty
I'm on
easy.
top of it because my body's exposed?
You
Seems
can,
like
yes, yeah.
that question was answered, instantly.
Almost immediately.
Yeah, almost immediately. Oh, man. So, Mr. Musel here, look for this guy to be on a tear a little bit later as well. And also, I did want to highlight, we had an officer, as a matter of fact, right in front of Star Wars.
We did,
HQ
one of my
there.
favorite classes.
What is it about the officer that makes it so unique?
My Twitch skills aren't where they used to be. I'm
Fair.
a bit slower nowadays, but I'm able to really buff up my class, or buff up my teammates, try to let them get some extra health, let them push through the points faster. And
What happened there?
finally some good dogfighting going in there.
Okay,
So
all right. And one
great
starfighter.
what's great about some of these starfighters is these are access through our new
So
battle
I'm
point
not.
system.
I'm not
So
well
instead of
versed
finding a
on
pickup
Star
token on
Wars
the
lore
map like we used to in the last
as far
game,
as like
you're
the
now
names
able
of
to,
ships
depending on how well
and
you do, whether you're scoring points via kills,
alien
via,
races
play
and
assist,
robots
playing the
and all that,
objective
or
like you really
droids.
want players
Sorry.
to do. You're earning
Case
points
in point.
continuously that will allow you to spend those on whether it be a special character.
But I have seen all the movies. I'm assuming this
hero.
is from the first movie,
Unlock all of those things.
All of those things, definitely.
And also
from
something
Episode
to look out
1.
for, too,
I
when we get
mean,
into phase 2. That's
the
when
Phantom
Battlefront's
Menace.
really
I think
gonna play a role
this
there.
looks like it's
right
the
now, definitely you see a lot
level,
more. It's an
or
open space. You
it's
have time for this
the
air combat. There's some
city
gameplay.
where
Once we get inside, it's going to be a different story.
Queen Amidala was.
Definitely need to heat up. And what is this happening, right? This is a
And
long
at the very
dodge.
end of the movie, when they're having that parade down the center, I think this is where the parade was going on.
Master G is just
And then
him. Oh, he got
that temple right there, or whatever it is that they're moving towards, is where the parade was moving up towards that
And you
location.
can see after every respawn as well, you get those.
How many points you're earning.
Right? So
That's
you
right.
can use those later on. Got some specialist gameplay here as well. Maybe you can take off a couple faces, perhaps. That
And
would
so
be
in the
pretty
specialist
good.
class, you can also deploy different types of traps as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. So they have access to a trip mine. So if you want to sit there, and
Be curious to see what Matt thinks of this. It's too bad he's not here. I'm calling you out, Matt.
But really, you're there to provide some of that cover fire for your troops downrange. And it's especially potent in this area because it is such a big open area.
This isn't selling me on the game. I mean, it doesn't look bad.
More, bombing runs here and just absolutely tearing them up. I have to say, man, Musok is killing it. Killing
But-
it as well.
Again, he's doing great. Oh, and we see there one of the officer classes.
I don't know what it is.
Officer, fantastic for pushing, right? You want to be able to push the objective.
Definitely.
Support your team. Like,
I think I'm wondering if the reason why I enjoyed Battlefield 1 so much is because
going in the fight.
the visuals in this are fantastic, but I think Battlefield 1's visuals were such a step up over Battlefield 4 that that level of graphical fidelity was just so huge last year when they showed it off. It just looked fantastic. This looks great too, but that wow factor is going to be a lot harder to achieve. Having seen a game like Battlefield 1 now from DICE, so
we also just saw the B2 Super Battle Droid there as well. That's something you can get
Another
with
one of my
Battle
favorites.
Points as
plus
well.
this doesn't really give me a
you
good
can
sense
grab
of
those
what
guys
the
via the battle point
progression
system.
is
Those
like.
guys
They were
great
talking
at
about
pushing
battle
together.
points a
They have
lot,
high
and I
health,
can.
a lot of rapid fire.
They did show.
Here we go.
Oh, there it is.
And this big explosion indicates phase 1 is over. Now we start
Phase 1's
two.
over.
And this is when the action really begins to pick up here because it gets really
So
tight
now
inside
they're
of that
going
building,
inside.
and players need to be mindful of that and look for this B2.
But so down at the bottom there, it shows plus 200. I think I can't read it from this far away. Something 200 battle points.
He's gonna make a huge difference if the fight moves inside.
So they're using those, and that maybe when they die, or maybe they just hide and go to a menu and they can cash them in on items or weapons, or maybe they can turn themselves into a hero.
You got, White Boy there. And there. Oh, here we go.
This is some Darth Maul
Yes.
action.
Here we go, folks.
This
Darth
is where
Maul.
it starts to get interesting.
This is where it starts to get interesting. 15 or so minutes in. Now, guys, this is what we wanted to show you. This is where it starts to get interesting.
I mean, some of his abilities you can see
I think
here,
even they know that
he's able to,
their
just rush in and out of
narration's a
combat
little.
and just take guys out in the process.
It was funny,
They
I was
know they're
talking to
noobs at
himself
it.
earlier, and he was using Darth Maul, and he was saying how there's Boba Fett as well. But he was talking about how he wishes Darth Maul could reflect. I was like, if he could reflect, he'd be too strong. Like, he'd be way too strong.
Ooh, Darth Maul is just wrecking people. I would not be surprised if Darth Maul is actually the guy playing him or gal playing him is good, then he's just gonna, or she or whoever is gonna wipe the team, wipe the floor with the other team. Because I can't imagine everybody playing this game is
From the last game, we've given him
super
new tricks.
fantastic.
He's got a new concussion
People they
rocket
got to
that
play
will
it.
disorient players completely. But he also has this rocket barrage instead of just one rocket. He's able to really just lay down some suppressive fire.
Nice. Also, one thing to keep in mind, we saw the B2, here we go, but on the clone side, there aren't special.
Although I guess they are all supposed to be YouTubers and streamers that
We
are
haven't seen much of it yet, but that would be the
that have
clone
played
jump
Battlefield
shooter.
extensively.
Very different from the standard like assault class or heavy class.
Oops.
It has the jump jets that you love from Battlefront, the original.
That's right.
Brought back here, but now focused on the central class.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're back to Boba Fett here with the.
Wow.
He's shredding.
Able to just lay down so much firepower. It's intense.
Oh,
they got him though.
Down. Jesse was able to find him on that one, but
Yep.
here comes some officer gameplay here.
Oh, good. Finally, somebody playing some support.
Support people matter too.
They do.
You gotta give them some love.
We're the linchpin of the team,
Yeah, exactly. Now, what is his 2 exactly? His 2 is the healing ability?
Effective
Yeah,
at
exactly.
buffs
It's that healing ability.
and
Gives you a
deploying
little bit
tech.
of
Okay, that's pretty cool.
a little
So this
overhealth, but it also
officer,
heals you back up. So it's-
there
oh,
was
you got
that
some
yellow
of that
circle
jump
around the whole area that was emanating from him. So anybody in there was getting a buff. I don't know if it was like health regen or faster reloading or what it was.
But again, it's attached to a specialist now, so not everyone's going to have it equipped.
Okay, Darth Maul is either back or he never left.
But I am going to be excited to hop in the jump trooper and shred people myself.
I mean, I know people. We love this. A lot of people love the.
Oh,
jump
is
back.
that Rey?
We've got Ray. Not gonna lie, I'm super excited to play as her.
And she's already down.
Powerful character.
Oh no, there
Love
she
some
is.
of her abilities.
She got out of that one really,
Don't
really
run.
quickly. But
Oh, and
The
she's
droid fallen by a
Finished
simple
her off.
droid.
No, but Ray
How
has,
does her
Ray has
mind
abilities.
trick affect enemies?
Absolutely. So Ray's mind trick is something that against
And Darth
all
Maul's
enemies,
down.
They'll be confused for a little bit. Your controls will kind of work against you, making you a little bit more vulnerable to attack.
Just so you guys know, this is when it gets insane. Because
2,300 battle
there's
points
so much
collected.
going on here, and
All right, somebody's turning themselves into Han Solo, it looked like.
I hope so. But I mean, you saw it earlier. So every time you finish a life, we'll show you how many battle points you have. And some people have enough points to get those reinforcements. And especially this late in the game, you'll see a lot more of these special classes coming out, a lot more of the heroes coming out. So again,
That's
the Jump Trooper here,
actually
with his rocket launcher and his
that's
jump pack,
actually
trying to be
a
mobile, trying to
really
fly into that
interesting
last zone
system,
and
these
catch
battle
the
points, because you could, well, first of all, I'm assuming it's based on skill, because if you just sit in a corner, you're not going to have as many as somebody who's just decimating the battlefield.
There are so many lives left that the
So
Separatists have.
you've got varying levels of battle points across all the players in the game. You could have players that are just pumping them out as soon as they get them on little things to help turn the tide of battle, or you've got people that are holding on to them for these, purchasing a hero, which is basically going to spend all their battle points. So there's going to be different levels of strategy, I think. There's probably low tier, mid tier, and high tier values of items or things that you can get with your battle points, and knowing how and when to use them is going to be something that will probably cause a lot of the matches to play out differently.
It's like too soon, man. I can't relive Force Awakens again, you know? Like, don't do it.
I mean, if everybody is saving up their battle points to become a hero, except for maybe on one side of, on one team, you've got 3 people that are spending their battle points on some of the smaller things, that could add up and cause the battle to end quicker in favor of the team using the battle points on smaller things because everybody else is saving them for heroes. But if the other team can hold off long enough, and then they all get heroes at the same time or whatever.
Not bad. I'm lying. It was freaking awesome. I love it. It's so good. It's like, I love the class-based gameplay personally, because again, you can really...
Yeah, not bad was how he really felt. And then he realized he had to kick back into Electronic Arts mode.
Not the best highlight. You know, because although maybe it wasn't. Let's take a look at some of these highlights. Actually, I think it's just a crash montage. I think that's what we're going to do at this point. Just all crashing all the time. I'm down with that.
But it was Musog. I mean, he's sitting there, you know, getting as many battle points as he can before his next life. I mean, that's what you want to try to see with those battle point systems. You want to either snowball your points, keep earning them, keep building, getting more and more things.
Yeah, that's right. And again, you know, just the game. One thing I do want to compliment the team on, you know, EA and DICE.
I wonder if we're going to see anything else Star Wars. Because he did say 30 minutes of Star Wars goodness. I'm sure we're almost at the end of that. I wonder if it's going to be exclusively Battlefront 2, or if they are going to show us some of Visceral Games' Star Wars game.
Incredible things. I mean, you can see it looks so pretty. Just look at this laser fire. It's intense, and it looks beautiful.
It really does look incredible.
So good. I was just gushing right now. You know, like we get it. The game looks good. You know, definitely. Oh man, well that was awesome. And overall, I mean, you know, I have to say, like I can't wait to get my hands on it. I can't wait to coordinate with my friends. You know, and destroy the clone scum. I can't wait for that. Yeah. You know, exactly. Separatists all day.
Well, guys, that was so awesome. Now, if you guys are in LA, you can come join us at FanFest this weekend. And if you come down on Monday, we've got a chance for you guys to win a trip to Gamescom in Germany this August. All you have to do is come and play, I mean, that's not asking too much. And you have to be the best player of your match, and you guys will be entered to win a trip for 2 to Cologne, Germany, and a full pass to Gamescom. You've been for it.
My coffee's
I've been there
cold.
plenty times. It's one of the most ridiculous conventions.
Oh God, it is
if you
cold.
happen to go.
Dang,
It's
that is
insane. It's
nasty.
massive. So
I'm
you're
just
not,
gonna
you-
move
you're-
that
if
off
you don't get
screen.
the trip,
Ugh,
you're gonna be really
that's
sad. You get the
gross.
trip. You and Buddy. Oh, you're gonna have a good time.
Ugh.
It's a fun time. Hopefully, I'll see you there.
Well, if you guys like Star Wars like we do and you guys want to play as your favorite heroes and villains, you guys can download Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes right now on Android or iOS. And you can play as any of the iconic
Play it now.
characters
Star
you guys
Wars
saw
Galaxy of
today and
Heroes.
many
Is
more.
this a new game?
I also heard that you're making Battlefront 2 because you've been playing a lot of Galaxy of Heroes.
I play a ton of Galaxy Heroes. I've
No,
played that game
must
every
not
day
be.
since it launched. I think I've actually spent about $1,000 in that game.
You have a problem.
I do have a problem.
What?
But it's just, there's just so much Star
You're that
Warsy
guy.
goodness. I can't help it.
I gotta pick it up. I have to play.
You should try it.
Yeah, I know my brother. He's
Oh
going
boy.
nuts about it, so-
I'm not even. I'm crossing that
Yeah, I was
off
actually
my
playing,
list
I
here.
started playing in December, so around the holidays, that's pretty
Nope.
much all I did. It was great.
At Christmas, just
Mm.
All right, sorry, I'm busy. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here. Stay tuned to Battlefront2.com for more about the game, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks, Paul. Golden Boy, this was incredible. And now I'm going to send it over to Patrick for more.
For more. For more. Okay. Maybe we got something else.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you to the real rock stars of this show, the development teams inside EA. You are truly amazing. Now, we can't wait for more of you to play, and there's more coming. Stay tuned online for a closer look at some of our biggest game. And remember, EA Play is for all of you.
They're not going to do
our
one last
players.
thing.
Thank you all for joining us. Now, let's play.
Nope. That was it. And they're showing us Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes with no audio. Nothing. Okay, so that was. Here's the audio.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Download for free today.
We're here in Hollywood, California at EA Play.
All right, I'm going
we're here
to
talk to you today
mute
about
it
Star Wars
right
Galaxy of
now. So that was the Electronic Arts 2017 E3 press conference. It was not very good. So let's do a little post show. Let's do a quick discussion of what we saw, quick rundown. So they kicked things off with Madden NFL 18. They brought out some drum line, and they showed, hey, we're bringing the campaign stuff into all of our sports games other than maybe NBA Live. But there's going to be a story campaign in Madden NFL 18. Great, moving on. Battlefield 1. They showed Battlefield 1 DLC. I don't remember the name of it. I didn't write it down. The big thing that they were highlighting with that is that they were going east. So a lot of stuff in Russia, a lot of snowy environments. Visually, it looked pretty great. But otherwise, it was just more Battlefield 1 DLC. I shouldn't say otherwise. It was just more of the same. Battlefield 1's a great game. I'm sure there's still a lot of people playing it that love that game. I'm being a little salty right now just because of how terrible this press conference was overall. From there, we went to FIFA 18. We talked about esports. Men in Blazers came out, whatever that was, some sort of show about football. Alex Hunter's back. So the dude that was for the campaign for FIFA 17 is back in FIFA 18. They were playing Should I Stay or Should I Go? So it sounds like perhaps one of the plot points is, are you going to stay with the team that you were at from the previous season, or are you going to sign with another team? Are you going to become a free agent or something like that? At least that's the impression that I got. They went on to show some stuff for Need for Speed Payback with some hilarious hosting fails trying to describe that game ahead of showing us some gameplay. I'm about to say it again. It looked like more of the same compared to the Need for Speed that came out back in 2013, I believe it was. I don't know if a Need for Speed has come out since then, if this is the first one since then. It looked a lot like that game. It looked like they are adding in some campaign story-driven stuff that I don't recall there being in the previous Need for Speed. There was a lot of what I think is... It was all in-game, but I think some of those cinematic cuts to cars flipping in slow-mo, I have a feeling that's not actually part of the game. I think they did that just for presentation purposes here. I think the most interesting thing about this press conference was A Way Out, which they showed towards the middle. It was by Hazelight, I believe, and they did... I think the name of the game is Brothers, A Tale of Two Brothers or something like that. I did play a little bit of that game on PS3. It was one of those dual analog, you control both of them at the same time type games. However, this one is a co-op campaign, so you play as one of the two, somebody else is playing the other of the two. And they have this really interesting split screen setup where you could see somebody was in a cinematic and the other player was on the other side of maybe the prison actually going through some gameplay. And they talked about how you had a challenge to smuggle something out of a room. So maybe you could have one person do the smuggling and one person doing a distraction, or vice versa. So it wasn't character dependent. There were different ways to tackle the same scenario, and it looked like they gave the option to either of the two characters. It wasn't specifically this one character has to do this every time you play through the game. I wonder how that's supposed to work online, because I can't imagine everybody will beat the game in a single sitting. So if you are playing as, I don't remember their names, as character A, and you get 25% of the way through, and then you come off for the night, when you get back on the next day, it's not going to pair you up with the same person, obviously, because that person may not be online playing. So will it, I wonder where the checkpoints are, where it's going to find somebody else to play with you. It's going to work perfectly in couch co-op mode, but I don't know how well that will work online, especially if you end up playing with different people. You could be playing with trolls, you could be playing with people who have differing levels of skill. And so if you've got the story progressing one way with with somebody you're playing online, and they're a really good player, and then the next time you play, you're playing with someone that has no idea what you're doing, I can't imagine the experience being all that great, especially if you're getting into the story of the game. But it remains to be seen how that's going to play out. It comes out early 2018. They showed a lot of stuff in the prison. They showed them out of the prison, so clearly at some point you get out. It showed them on the run in the wilderness. It showed them showing up at the hospital to one of their, I wouldn't say it was necessarily one of their wives, but they were in a relationship at some point, and they had a child. So one of them showed up and said, "That's my baby too," or something along those lines. Man, they promoted Microsoft hard. I wonder how much they got paid for that. They dropped Project Scorpios. They dropped that 3 or 4 times, saying how good the teraflops are. Oh my goodness. They showed a very brief teaser for BioWare's new IP, Anthem. And from what I recall, it had something to do with there's a wall protecting civilization from the outside world, and then it showed some sort of beast on the prowl on the outside of the wall. On the inside, it showed a lot of, I don't want to say robots, but a lot of technologies and something about a chair that opened up. So I wonder if it's like, I'd have to watch it again, and I'm sure we'll see more tomorrow during Microsoft's press conference, or we will, as they said. But I wonder, from what I remember, if it's going to be like the movie Avatar, where you are playing somebody that's sitting in a chair that closes in, and then you are like a robot out in the world trying to collect resources or something along those lines. It did talk about the choices you make will define who you are, blah, 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 or if you're trying to change what you've done, it can be hard. I can't remember the exact tagline that they used. So that said, it sounds like it's going to be a RPG similar to Dragon Age and Mass Effect, in that you have a character and there's this whole narrative and progression. I would definitely like to know more. I am still a little skeptical about BioWare and their ability to develop a good game, only because the last game that they did was Mass Effect Andromeda, which I have not played, but as we all know, that game has not fared so well. Dragon Age Inquisition, despite winning Game of the Year the year it came out, and despite myself being hyped to see the sequel here, which we did not see, so now I am already down. I've only got one more game on that list of 8, and then I'm probably out of the running for our bet. But Dragon Age Inquisition, as much fun as I had with it, I wouldn't say it was a fantastic game. It was a step down, I think, from Mass Effect 2 levels of quality. So I feel like BioWare may be going on a decline, but that's yet to be seen. We'll see what happens with Anthem tomorrow. Then they went on to show some NBA Live. Yippee. And they ended with 30 minutes of Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's a bit misleading because of that 30 minutes, maybe half of it they were showing gameplay, which is still 15 minutes, but even then, of those 15 minutes, about 12, 13 minutes of it was some poorly edited, poorly directed live gameplay of a 40, however many players it was, match. The initial gameplay trailer that they showed, I think they said that was the Battle of Theed, was really cool. I liked the trailer that they cut together. I think I sat here and went, wow, this looks amazing. It didn't look as good when they were actually playing the game, but it's pre-alpha footage, so we'll see what happens. Again, battle points is a new form of currency, or if it's not new, I don't remember it from the previous game, where you can buy guns and weapons or special abilities in the match that you're in to turn the tides of battle. I'd be interested to see how much progression there actually is between matches. So the battle points seems more in one single match, progression in a single match. I want to see progression across all the matches, across your entire multiplayer campaign. I want to see not necessarily leveling up, but I want to see unlockables. I want to see challenges. I want to see experience. I want to see, a bunch of different weapons and tool sets and maybe character skins and stuff that you can unlock along the way that makes every time you play a match, it feels like you've accomplished something, not just from playing the game and having fun and maybe winning, but you've progressed your overall, I don't want to say character, but your overall multiplayer campaigns. You've progressed it along, so you are way further along than you were when you first started, and you have access to all these extra things that you didn't have access to before. Not like they did with the first Battlefront, because I felt that was all very shallow. So we'll see. All right, so I think it's time to give this press conference a score out of 10. Now, earlier I was looking at my phone. I said, I promise I'm not doing anything that's unrelated to the press conference, and this is what I was looking up. I wanted to go to our ranking system to validate the score that I'm going to be giving it here at the end. Well, it definitely wasn't good. I wouldn't even say it was average. I think at one point I said, this is straight up bad. Oh, boy. I think I'm going to stay with that. This is tough. I'm hovering between a 2 out of 10 and a 3 out of 10. Either way, I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to go with I'll go with a 3. I'll be nice. I'm going to give them a 3 out of 10. This was a 3 out of 10. This conference was just not good. A lot of talking, a lot of patronizing, a lot of poor edits. Clearly they didn't rehearse this enough. There was a lot of flubs and people going, oh, one more thing I got to say. And he couldn't remember his lines, teleprompter issues. Just really cheesy and, well, cheesy is not the right word. Uninspired narration. I'm glad we got EA out of the way. So that's where we're at. 3 out of 10. Final score for Electronic Arts. We did not get a Dragon Age Inquisition 2 anything on stage. Now that's not to say it may not appear at another conference. If they're going to be showing more of Anthem at Microsoft's press conference, it's possible we may see some Dragon Age there, or perhaps at Sony's conference. I doubt it, but I'm not counting Dragon Age Inquisition 2 out of it yet, but the odds are slim. So, enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed that press conference. I know I didn't. Sorry, EA. You guys, for all of the, hey, look, we listened to your feedback about Star Wars Battlefront. Hopefully next year they listen to all the feedback that they've been getting about their E3 press conferences in the past, and the feedback that is, I'm sure, going to be shared between myself and the rest of the community, everybody watching this conference. I feel all of us are thinking the same thing. That was pretty crap. But that's okay, because there is so much more left with E3. Tomorrow is going to be Microsoft's press conference, so be on the lookout for our reactions to that, where they will undoubtedly be showing the Project Scorpio and all of the juiciness that will come with that sort of hardware reveal. All right, this is Devin Rogers. Take care, everybody. Like what you saw? Check out some of our other videos and be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest content. Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.